I'm here at the Thunder Bay River right off of Long Rapids Road. Mary Beth joins me, and today we're going to talk a little bit about fishing. And I've heard that fishing is a big thing here in Alpena. It's a big part of your guys' culture. You have the Brown Trout Festival, so share a little bit about that with
Well,
me.
to say fishing is a big part of our culture is really kind of an understatement, because our community, we've talked a lot about logging, but going way back, some of the first people to our area came here because of the wealth of fishing opportunities. And we really started as a commercial fishing town. Very, very small scale, we're talking early 1800s, but since then it has always been a part of our culture, and we have a wealth of opportunities and places that people can go for fishing. Today we're here along the Thunder Bay River. It's a gorgeous day out.
It is so nice.
The middle of the day, I'm skipping out of work to come here and fish. What could be better? But we can do that here in Alpena. There are great places in town as well, along the dam at 9th Avenue. People can fish off of the bridge, as well as many, many inland lakes and rivers, and of course the big lake, Lake Huron.
So apparently there are a lot of great places to fish here. It seems like there's endless locations. So maybe we could learn a little about fishing?
Yeah, well, I can show you the quick steps of how a family of 4 or yourself could get started, and just a very low investment of dollars, and you could be out this afternoon if you wanted.
All right, well, let's get started.
Let's go.
All right, so we have our rod, all of our lures, and now what would be the first step if I wanted to get started?
Well, it can be a little bit overwhelming, but the very first step, very important, is a fishing license, and you can get it at any bait and tackle shop. It's about 15 bucks. Small investment, but it's really important. You don't want the DNR to come around and ask you if you have one and not have one on you. It comes with a regulation booklet, so it shows you what you might be catching, and certain fish have certain size limits. So if it's too small, you have to throw it back, and that's important to know to keep our population stocked in the lakes.
Make sure you're not breaking any rules.
Right. And then, it can get overwhelming. There are all kinds of lures.
I see that.
There are spoons and spinners, and those might be good if you were trolling in a boat or driving along at a very slow speed. There are rapalas.
Those ones are colorful.
We have jigs, which are squishy. They're like gummy worms, but you don't want to eat them.
My dad and I would fish a lot with those.
Those are really great for bass. There are all kinds of fish you can catch. Walleye, salmon, trout, all different kinds of trout, pike. You can catch little bluegills and sunfish. Today we are just going to go plain and simple. We're going to do hooks and bobbers.
Okay.
And worms. See them wiggling
worms.
and around
I
in
do
there?
See them in there.
Hooks and bobbers and worms, but before that, I want to get comfortable with the rod. Casting is an art, and it's important to know how to do it before you have a hook on the end.
Right.
There are far too many stories of people who have gotten a hook stuck on their body somewhere, so we want to make sure that we do it right and we're safe. So let's go practice casting.
All right, sounds good.
So to start off, we flip over, hold the line to the rod with your finger, and then flip over the reel there, and then get a feel for which way it turns. And when you're ready, you're going to swing it back over behind your shoulder and throw it out. Let your finger off, throw it out. That's why we practice. and reel it back in. And we do it safely with a sinker on the end and no hook, just so we make sure that we get it and we don't hook anybody's hat or anything. Make sure there's no little kids running around.
I actually hooked my dad's hat before, so good we're practicing.
All right, so let's try it a couple more times.
All right, pull back the line, pull that over.
That's perfect.
I think I got it.
Now I think we're ready to put a hook on. What do you think?
Yeah, all right.
Let's go. Now we've practiced casting, now we have to tie on our hook. And you don't just tie a simple knot because it would fall off. There are probably about 24 different kinds of knots you could tie. We're just going to tie a simple clinch knot. So we take off our sinker and we grab our hook. Careful you don't hook yourself in the process. And you're going to send the line through the eye hole. This also takes some practice. And we're going to loop it around 5 times. My dad always said 8, but we do 5. We're short for time, so 5 today. Loop it around 5 times. Then it goes back through the hole. And then you send the line through that loop you just made and pull it down tight. And this will assure that it doesn't fall off while you're in the water.
Easy enough.
So once we've got it tight, Then we put our bobber on, so grab a bobber.
Matter what size?
Nope, not today. And we're going to put about 12 inches between the hook and the bobber. And we're going to stick a worm on.
Oh, so I get to find a worm? Oop, there's one. Oh, sorry, little guy.
It's okay, that's part of his job. And we kind of loop it up. We want them to look natural when they're in the water. So we want them to wiggle still a little bit so the fish will be interested. And that's it, we're ready to go.
All right, let's try it out. You know the basics, I'm gonna put my skills to the test here.
Yep, so for less than $50, you could be out fishing this afternoon.
Yeah, so hopefully now that you know all the steps to fishing, you and your family will take advantage of it, maybe even today.